Jared Wilson, 2018 senior, wide receiver DB.
Jairo, you are back from a little bit of an injury. How you feeling going into this last home game?
I feel good. I just sat out all week at practice, wanted to make sure I was good so I could play Friday night. Senior night, it's a big game for playoff implications and whatnot, so I know I had to be there for my team.
Let me ask you the non-football question. It's senior night. You know where you're going after this. How do you feel heading into this last regular season home game? What's the feeling for you and also your family, because it's not only a night to honor you, but it's a night to honor your family?
It feels good. I've been on varsity for 3 years now. I've been at school for 3 years. Played a lot of home games. Knowing it's the last one, it hurts a little bit, but I think I'll be good. I'm just excited to play Friday. The senior night is not really much on my mind right now, to be honest. And for my family, it's great. It's great and sad. It'll be the last time that they'll see me play on Northside and North Mike Smith Stadium, but it'll be good.
As far as getting ready for this game, do you feel like there's a little more pressure on you with the injuries on the team to take on a little bit more of the action on the field?
No, ma'am. No pressure.
I gather from that statement that you like pressure.
I do. Yes, ma'am. It makes me play better, too.
Coach Pollock, this has been a season. Unfortunately, injuries have been part of your story, although the news is a little better than we'd hoped after Friday night in regard to the number of players you're going to have for this game.
Right, it is. It's been injuries they got us, but it's part of the game. The guys are handling it well. I'm handling it well, and then we know we got the mentality of this next man up, and so that's what we're doing. But we lost Demetrius for the year, ended up having surgery on that arm, and then he'll be back and ready to go in about 6 to 8 weeks for basketball. So, but we did have Jairo return off a little ankle injury, so he'll be ready to go for tomorrow.
You've had to bring players up, and one area you've had to bring people up is wide receiver. That's a little bit of a harder skill set as far as routes and timing patterns to teach the younger players, because they're playing a little bit different game down at JV. How have you been, without giving any secrets because we don't want to do that, how have you been working with the younger receivers?
Well, we've been trying to get our time in throwing the ball. With the younger guys, of course, they're a lot shorter than Demetrius and Jairo, so it's kind of tough for the quarterback. A lot of those balls where he can throw a little bit higher, they can jump and get them. These guys are a little bit shorter, so they can't reach those balls. So it's been an adjustment for both the receivers and the quarterback, being that the quarterback is a left-handed receiver. They're not JV receivers that came up. They're not used to it because the ball is spinning different, so they're getting adjusted to that, and I think we'll be fine come Friday night.
So you are doing two things. We know that the team's looking good heading into these last two games, depending on what happens in those games for this year's playoffs, but you're also building for the future.
Right, we already moved these guys up, and they stepped in last week, played well. I thought at one point we had 8 guys out of the 11 on defense that was underclassmen, and they held their own against Havelock. I thought I'm only giving up 7 points there, but like we said, it's next man up, and they're part of the program, and they know it's their time, and they're excited, and we're excited for them, and hopefully they'll come out and play well tomorrow night.
West Carteret's a dangerous team. They had a very good non-conference season. They've run into some issues in conference, but we know this is a pretty tough conference. This is a very important game, actually, for both teams as far as playoff implications.
Yes, it is. I think the winner of this will be pretty much guaranteed a spot into the playoffs. I think right now they're 34th and we're 36 in our Max Preps rankings, and so whoever wins this will probably secure themselves a spot in the playoffs and then go on the next week. But hopefully we'll come out and play well, and we'll punch our ticket to the playoffs.
What have you been working on this week?
I've been working on, of course, pass routes with the new quarterback and wide receivers, offensive line play, blocking, run blocking, pass blocking, and then like I said, we got a bunch of young guys out there on defense as well, so just making sure they know their assignments, their keys, and hopefully they'll come out and produce Friday.
Past the football on the field, it's a special night. It's the last home game. It's senior night, and kind of giving a shout out to our seniors.
Yeah, it's going to be an emotional night. I think these guys, talked to them today in practice. You know, I told them that it's a night that they will always remember, their senior night. I took them back and told them about my senior night, and just a great time for them to play their last home game, and for the parents to be recognized as well for a job well done they done with their kids, and getting them through school and coming out supporting them, watching them play.
Hold on.